Okay, welcome to video 5, working with the Quickshow XL timeline. We just did projection zones, and we're going to build on that right now, talking about one of my favorite tools, the timeline. Timelines are useful for all kinds of stuff. Let's say you're in a retail environment and you want to create some digital signage that's going up in your store, and you want to go from one special to another, to another, to another. Let's say that you're in a trade show environment and you want to advertise your booth up on a wall, and you want it to just sort of run on a loop all throughout the trade show, and you don't want to have to sit there and keep hitting keys or something like that. Timelines are super useful all the way down to actually taking an MP3 file and designing really specific laser cues to go along with it to make customized laser shows. We're going to show you how to do all that right now. So basically, I have loaded up my workspace, and what I've done is I've just moved this border up a little bit to give us a little bit more space to work with. And right now I have 4 tracks that are available to me, although more can be added as we go down. And at the most basic level, the timeline just works exactly the way you would expect it to, which is you grab this, you drag, and you drop. And there it is. Very, very straightforward, and you can just sort of move it around. And you have this magnetism here. Right now the magnet is disabled, so I have complete freedom of movement wherever I want to stick this. And if on the opposite end of the spectrum, I can do a strong magnet, and it'll automatically stop at one of these predetermined places, so it's really easy for me to line up cues. I can just drag things into the workspace just like this, and then line them up right there end to end. Take this guy, drag him in here. And what do you know? This is my playhead. I can drag it wherever I want, so I'll put it back at the beginning. Turn this guy off. Hit play, and boom, I have made myself a customized laser show, which I can't see. Why is that? Well, you got to press this little button here called Show It Now. If I click Show It Now, there is my laser show, 3 cues, and then you hit the end and then loop back to the very beginning. Really straightforward, right? Lots of stuff that you can do with it. You can drag, you can drop, you can resize. And let's say I want this thing to be a little bit longer. Okay, no problem. I'll make him a little bit longer, and I'll move him out here so they're not playing at the same time. I'll move him out here, and my end automatically moves out. And I hit play again, and I now have a longer timeline. Really straightforward, really simple. Remember we were talking about zones, though. So one of the most powerful features of timeline is that you can assign cues within a timeline to different zones. So if I click on a cue here, and I just right-click and go down to Event Properties, it shows me which zone it's in. So I can actually assign this to one zone, this to another zone, this to another zone, and effectively have 4 cues that are all firing at the same time that are assigned to different zones, so they're all coming out of different projectors doing whatever I want them to do. You can stack things for days and have all sorts of different effects, especially in multi-projector setups. Really cool, really straightforward. But what about everybody's favorite thing? How do you create a custom synced laser show to music? I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to go to Menu right here, click on Menu, and click Set Audio File. And it says, what audio file do you want? I just picked one off my computer, and I will click Open, and boom, the waveform pops up right along here on the screen. I can zoom in and zoom out. And basically, the way that this particular song works is that there are 2 full vocal intros. I'll play a little bit for you right now. And then what's going to happen is this whole thing is going to repeat. Okay, so let's say that I don't want to start my laser until that second vocal, right? So I'm just going to take this cue, and I'm going to drag it over here, but I can't get it very precisely because my magnet's turned on. So I'm going to sacrifice orderliness for precision and disable the magnet. Click here to put my playhead, and let's see right where this thing kicks in. Oh, I might have done it in just the right place. Hang on, let me see here. Okay, so that was right about here, so I'll go ahead and just drop that right there. And I'm going to extend this out all the way through that second vocal phrase to right here where it looks like the beat's going to drop in. And I'll just go ahead and move the rest of my cues right here, just like that. So now I go through my whole first vocal phrase, and there are no laser cues, so nothing's happening, just as if the nightclub were dark or a store were dark or whatever. And then we're going to come up to the second vocal right here, and the laser's going to fire. A little bit out of time, but I can certainly edit that. And then we're going to come right up to our beat, which I think is probably right here. And the laser fires. Really straightforward, really simple. And what's cool about this is that you can zoom all the way in, I mean way, way down, to get to really minute parts so that a single beat is going to be that big. So you can make really specific, really custom-tuned, very nicely defined laser shows that can have all sorts of different flavors and colors and really move with even the most complicated music. And to make it a little bit more elegant, if you are so inclined, if I zoom all the way out here, you can also do fades. If you're using an analog laser system and want to fade your cues in or out, there's a little handle right here that you can drag, and you can fade your cues in and fade your cues out. You can also apply effects to them. As I showed you, change the zones and do all sorts of other really cool things that will allow you to create beautiful synchronized laser shows, either to music. You can then even, the simplest thing in the world, once you get what you want, you drag it, you drop it, and then it's a cue in your workspace for forever. You can fire it from a MIDI note, you can fire it from DMX, you can fire it from whatever you want as part of a show control system, and you've just made yourself a laser show that now exists for you, basically for forever, as long as you save your workspace. That's how timelines work. They're a really, really powerful feature of Quickshow XL. Hope you've enjoyed this. This is video number 5, working with timelines. Stay tuned for the rest of the videos in our series.